Yo, so another day, another race war on Twitter, and I'm pretty disappointed with what I'm seeing from people. Here's here's what made me do this video. So there's a clip going around of a woman saying the N word to um, some guy recording her, and apparently that guy turns out to be like a pedophile at a children's park, which is I think the bigger concern that people are forgetting. Like why that's the real crime there. But anyway, I want to well kill four birds with one stone. All right, with this video because there's four key events that I think has led up to this point, and I'll just go through the timeline real quick from what I've seen, just so everything makes a bit more sense as to why racial hatred is so like prominent and high these days, and seemingly because it's Twitter. That's where I'm getting um, that's where I'm seeing a lot of the hatred on, and I don't think Twitter is like a true or good reflection of reality. I think most people are kind of they care about the truth, and here this video I'm going to be leaving four links in the description with evidence for why I think what I'm saying is the truth, and I'll go over these four cases. So George Floyd, Kyle Rittenhouse, Carmelo Anthony, and then the last one, who's the woman who said the N word, Shiloh Hendricks. I have a note written over there. That's why I'm looking there. Okay. So George Floyd, I'm I'm gonna have the evidence for this in the description. So if you think I'm lying, you can go check it out. And it is the original autopsy. People watched a video of George Floyd being murdered and choked for like 6 minutes or something, and people were rightfully outraged. But it wasn't like just black people, or it was pretty much everybody was outraged. When I seen it, I was like, "Wow, that cop needs to be death penalty." Like, oh, by the way, here's my stance on murderers. So my dad told me that um, a murderer should come back when the person they killed can come back, and I think that is great logic. Like, why why should we not just, if we know for 100% that someone has killed someone else, and it's like actually murder, not self-defense or anything like that. There's actually self-defense case that's coming up soon, but if it's legit just a murder, right? Well, then what is the point of keeping that person who killed that other person alive? Like, that's, I think it's unfair to the victim of the murder, um, and also a waste of resource on society. Like, you have to keep them in prison, you have to maintain them until they eventually just die and have a miserable life in prison. Why not just get it over with? I think in for that specific scenario where it's too late and like the person they've killed can't come back, obviously, an eye for an eye is necessary. Um, because for a lot of case, I'm actually quite you're probably not going to think so because of what I just said, but I actually am quite a forgiving person. I do want to see people being able to redeem themselves and come back from their mistakes. But in a situation like murder, where like someone is fucking dead, there's no remedy. The person who did it just needs to be killed, and that's my stance on that. And I don't think my mind is gonna change on that ever, because it's I literally, unless we figure out a way to bring people back, yeah, no. Um, right. Anyway, so the cop killed George Floyd, and I'm gonna leave the autopsy report in the description. People who maybe they're racist, and but maybe a lot of people are just uninformed. Assume that George Floyd was he died from fent. Is what people are saying. He wasn't actually killed by Derek Chauvin. It was fentanyl that killed him. Well, that's actually not true, and I'm gonna leave the original autopsy report to prove that that's not true, because although the autopsy report does specify that there was fentanyl in the system and all that stuff, it still says that the cause of death was actually caused by a lack of oxygen and not being able to breathe. Um, so when he said, "I can't breathe," he was telling the truth, and it the evidence will speak for itself. There's nothing I can say to convince you if you don't believe it. The evidence is my strongest argument. So I'm going to leave it in the description, and you can make up your mind. You don't need to take my word for it. I'm going to put the evidence there for you to see for yourself. Now, to move on from that one, that's a situation that got black people really angry at white people, because a lot of white people were saying that, oh no, it was a fent overdose, and even some black people were saying, oh, it was actually fent. But no, that's not the truth. It wasn't. But generally, because George Floyd is a black guy, people assumed that it was like a racist thing, and that's why people were saying it fent and all that. But some people were just misled because there was articles and things that were lies, and they only clipped a part of the autopsy report instead of like the whole thing. So the whole thing is in the description. Let's move on. So Kyle Rittenhouse. This is what kind of was another thing that made black people angry at white people, but this was a huge misunderstanding, because here's the truth about all these cases. Most people don't actually go and research for themselves to see like what's the truth. So there's still people who, when they hear the name Kyle Rittenhouse, they're gonna think that, oh, that's some white lunatic who on the Black Lives Matter protest took the opportunity to go shoot a bunch of black guys. That is not true at all. His victims weren't even fucking black. They were actually white, and it's shocking how many people don't even fucking know that. So I'm going to just leave the evidence for what actually happened there. But in that specific case, he actually wasn't a murderer. He was acting in self defense because he was being attacked. And all the evidence, again, don't take my word for it. Maybe I'm lying right now. Go check the evidence if you think that I'm lying. It will be in the description. So there you go. Next thing is Carmelo Anthony, and this is the most. This is the one that has the most impact on the current situation, where the white woman said the N word and is getting a bunch of money. So Carmelo Anthony, and this one I actually am the most uncertain on, because I can't find the footage of the actual potential murder. Um, so that's why I'm saying like potential, because I don't want to be caught off guard if it turns out that uh, he actually was acting in self defense. To be honest, my gut feeling is telling me that it was a murder and he wasn't acting in self defense. Um, just from what I've seen. And I do have a link to something that kind of indicates that this kid had well, kid, he's 17, like barely a kid, right? Anyway, he had a violent history, and there's a video I'm gonna leave in the description, which is actually of a black guy calling out people supporting Camilo Anthony for because of the fact that there's this video online showing that he's stomping on someone during a basketball game. So here's the good thing about like this whole kind of race warish thing. Well, not there's no good thing about that, but what I'm trying to say is there's there's black people defending white people and there's white people defending black people, but that's not generally the most popular thing that's shown. There's actually it's less tribal than it seems, because if you were only to look at Twitter, even though the link I'm actually gonna send is from Twitter, you would assume that everything is just it's white versus black, and there's no crossover, there's no in between or anybody from the other side defending the other side, right? Well, there actually is, and the link I'm gonna have below for the Camilo Anthony case is going to have that specific type of video where it's actually a black person speaking up against what he perceives to be black people doing wrong. And honestly, because I haven't seen the evidence for this case, I don't actually know. But there was a fundraiser for Camilo Anthony, and it reached like $500,000 to give him a good defense. I'm pretty sure it was, and allegedly, the money was used to buy a house and not used for the defense like it was advertised to be used for. But that's all alleged, and I don't want to get myself into trouble saying anything that may be untrue or like slander. But I'm just saying what I think is happening from what I'm seeing. But because that's the most uncertain case, I'm gonna move on a little bit, just because it is relevant to the next case. But I'm just gonna move on because I don't know every single detail about the Camilo Anthony stuff. So let's move on. However, the Camilo Anthony stuff is relevant to, how the heck do I pronounce this? Shiloh Hendricks. Maybe I butchered the first name, Shiloh. I've never heard that before, to be honest. But Shiloh Hendricks was a woman who she said, now apparently, because this part wasn't on the video, I'm gonna just link the video below of what was said. But she said the N-word to the guy who was filming her, and apparently that guy who was filming her turned out to be a pedophile, which is, like I said earlier, the bigger story than just her saying the N-word. But the story that everybody's talking about is that, oh, look at how racist all these white people are because they're giving money to her for saying the N-word. Now, some people are, I'll be honest, they are just giving her money because she said the N-word. But those people are stupid. the real legit reason to give her money is because she said that she needs to protect her family because she's being doxxed. And apparently there's people threatening her over saying the M word, which is obviously really stupid. And I'm against that, of course, because, like, fight words with words. Like, if she calls you the M word, say, oh, well, you're a dumb bitch. I don't care about what you have to say. Like, fight words with words. You don't need to fucking go doxing people and attacking people and, like, all this shit that at the end of the day is going to get you in trouble, or in this case, um, what will happen is get the person who said it more money because she's on track to be a millionaire at this rate. So it's completely backfired on the guy who put up the original video trying to frame her for being a racist. So that's just, it is what it is. And I think the reason she's getting all that money mostly is because it's a response to the Karmelo Anthony fundraiser, where white people thought it was unfair that this alleged black killer got a bunch of support from the black community. So they're gonna support this woman who they think is racist. So it's just those types of people who are just doing it to be racist. Well, they're pathetic, um, and it's disappointing to see. And also, the woman originally asked for 20K. I think it was 20K. It might have just been 10K. I forget, but the lowest I ever seen was 20K. She was asking for, and the more money she gets, the more she's upping the goal. So yeah, that's a little crazy. I think she doesn't need $1 million to defend herself from fucking her address getting doxxed, because she's gonna be able to afford a mansion at this rate. Um, but yeah, obviously the doxing was wrong, but she doesn't fucking need this money. People, to some extent, yeah, supporting her to make sure that she doesn't get attacked. Especially since people are going after her kids and shit like that. I could see why you'd support her for legit reasons like that. But this whole bullshit of, oh, you said the M word, here's $1 million. Yeah, that's stupid. But anyway, those are my thoughts, and all the evidence for what I'm talking about is going to be in the description. And if you don't like what I'm saying in relation to what to if you think that I'm lying, or you think that the evidence I'm showing is falsified or something, let me know, because I don't want to be putting out fucking bullshit stories. But I am making this video with intention to be honest and to be truthful, because I care about the truth. I don't care about this pathetic fucking, well, your race did something to my race, so I'm fucking gonna fund this killer, and oh, well, your fucking race funded this killer, now I'm gonna support this racist, and blah blah blah. That's all a bunch of shite to me, and it's it's pathetic, like I've already said. But thank you for watching, and hopefully people can learn to get along, no matter what race they are. Because at the end of the day, what's the point in trying to beat people over the head, or fucking attack this race or attack that race? Because you don't have a way to fucking exterminate like a whole race. So you're gonna have to live with people of other races. Like they're gonna exist. I don't know, like what. I don't see the goal in what these racist people are trying to do, because like even if there was a race war or something, like not every white person or every black person is gonna die due to a race war. It Because you get people who are reasonable, who say, well, I don't care about your fucking racist nonsense, I care about the truth. um and those people are still gonna be alive after this fucking stupid ass race war. um and those people, they will be white and they will be black and they will be all other races, because like logic doesn't discriminate, you know. You don't You can be white and you can be intelligent, and you can be black and you can be intelligent. You can be black and be a dumbass. You can be white and be a dumbass. Unfortunately, stupidity doesn't discriminate either. And yeah, that's the moral of the story. Peace out, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And please like the video too if you enjoyed it, because it would help me in the algorithm. So yeah, peace out, guys. Have a good one.